Hello everyone, my name is Alison. I'm a trainer for Google's free skills training program, the Google Digital Garage, and welcome to today's training session on digital marketing strategy. Just a bit about myself. I'm an experienced digital marketer and trainer. I've had about 17 years experience in digital marketing. I've worked with business to business now, as well as business to consumer, particularly on email, LinkedIn, website content. I'd like to introduce our moderator today, Mohammed. Mohammed's also a Google Digital Garage coach and will be interacting with you and answering some of your questions via the instant chat to the right there. You can identify Mohammed by their name as well as a little blue spanner that you'll see next to their name in the chat. Just before we get started, I just wanted to call out a few things to help you today. Firstly, if you're having any trouble viewing this webinar right now, please just try refreshing your page. Often switching it off and switching it back on again does the job. If you'd like to join in the instant chat today, and we really hope you will, you will need an account. Please take part. You can sign up for an account at the right there, clicking in a box. Just take you a minute or two to set that up, and then you'll be ready to go as soon as I get started. I will be pausing through the session to answer any more complex questions from the chat box. Mohammed's only got around 200 characters available to answer questions. So if he thinks a question warrants a longer answer, he'll pass it over to me and I'll be able to have a look at that during the question break. But do feel free to fire away with your questions and comments throughout the session. And just to let you know, we're running this Google Digital Garage virtual training as part of a broader offering of courses. So if you'd like to check out our schedule of upcoming webinar training, please see the information on this in the description below. That's going to link you through to our website. Okay, that's the housekeeping done. Let's get started with digital marketing strategy. So today we've got a lot to cover. We're going to look first of all at understanding digital marketing. What does the digital and online world mean for business? Then we're going to look at some of the main channels that are available to you. And then we're going to finish off at looking at how to build a plan for your digital activity and how to measure effectively. Always important to measure any marketing activity so you can understand what's working and what's not. But before I get started, can I just highlight to you this free one-to-one mentoring available from Google? This is available to small businesses and charities based in the UK. We, of course, hope you find today's webinar helpful, but if you do work for a small business or charity in the UK, you might want to join us for an hour, one-to-one with a coach like myself or Mohammed, where we can talk you through any digital marketing challenges you might have. So it could range from building a strategy to finding more customers online. You can sign up and book a session at g.co/UK mentoring, and I'm sure that link will be shared with you in the chat. Do check that out if you're in the UK. It's a fantastic service and it's free. Why wouldn't you? Okay, so before we look at how to take advantage of all that digital marketing can do for your business, let's have a look at the landscape in which we're operating. So share with us in the chat. What opportunities can you get from being online as a business? Are there any particular opportunities you're thinking of while you've joined this session today to find out about digital marketing strategies? What are those opportunities that you want to take advantage of being online? Do share with us in the chat. We do like interaction, comments and questions. So let us know your thoughts whilst I just highlight a few. First of all, today we live in a mobile world. So mobile has changed the way we act and behave as humans. We've never been more connected to information, knowledge, and people than we are right now. Most of us have one of these in our pocket most of the time. We have the power to do our own product research online from wherever we are. We can have the answer to pretty much any question at our fingertips. And as these stats show, we very much live in this mobile world. 2.5 billion smartphones are in use today. And across the world, 60% of searches are done on mobile devices. And what's really important about this when we're thinking of digital marketing as a business is to understand that a lot of our audience are going to be accessing information on a mobile. So we very much need to be thinking with this mobile first mindset. But being online, you can expand your customer base. One of the opportunities that many businesses want is to be able to connect with people from all over the world. People from anywhere can find you. People now go to search engines to look for businesses, products, services. It's our go-to when we're looking to buy something. And by being online, you can be found by more potential customers. If you're not there, people might use other businesses, i.e. your competitors. So it's important that you're there when people are looking for you. Now, what you can see here on this screenshot is a screenshot of a great tool called Google Trends that can help you compare the number of Google searches for your products and services here in the UK in this instance, compared with the US. So they're comparing how many people in the UK are searching for running shoes versus how many people in the US are searching for running shoes for that particular keyword over the past year. Google Trends, if you've not checked it out before, have a look. Really useful tool to understand how much people are searching for certain keywords, comparing products and services, and it will also tell you what's trending on Google in the world right now. Another opportunity we can get from being online is learning more about our customers. We love the data. That's what digital marketing is all about, data. And here we have a screenshot of the Google Marketing Platform Behavior and Demographic Report. This is showing us that we can find out information about people who visit our website. It helps us to understand who our audience actually are. We don't have to assume who's coming to our website. When we use the data, the analytics available to us, we can really understand the audience that is coming to our website, how they're engaging with our website, and then do more of the stuff that works for that audience and encourages more of them to come to our website. On the right, we've got a screenshot from Facebook Insights. Again, you can have a look at the data behind your Facebook page, behind the audience who like and follow your Facebook page. You can understand the demographics as well as lots of other facts about your audience. Understanding our audience is absolutely key when it comes to any kind of marketing, not just digital marketing. Once we know who our audience are, then we can speak to them and get our message to resonate with them. Another advantage of being online is being able to communicate and support our audience better. So as businesses, we can directly communicate with our customers through social media apps. Has anyone here ever gone to social media to contact a business rather than pick up the phone or drop them an email? I know I have. Here we've got some examples of people who are communicating on social media there with Domino's Pizza, people leaving reviews on a Google business profile, people will tweet. Now, this communication is great because it enables us to have that conversation with our audience. It can be public so others can see. So you've got to make sure that you're part of the conversation and that you respond quickly to your audience when they are engaging with you. So just time for a very quick question break before we get into the bulk of the presentation. Let's have a look. So I've got a question from M Square to take the company I work for to the top of Google search and things related to your business. So what we're going to be talking a little bit about today is search engine optimization. So that's the process which we'll be looking at to help your business get found on search engines. That's just one of the marketing channels that that you need to look into and be working towards to get your business to be found in search. So I will be coming to that. You can also consider paid search, one of the channels again that we will be covering today. So thank you very much for your question. Let's get into these digital marketing. So now we know channels, now we know the benefit of digital marketing for a business. Let's look at these different channels that you can explore before we put together an actual plan, an actual strategy. Now, new channels are becoming available all the time, but it's important to get to grips with the most established ones. So what we're going to cover today are 6 key digital marketing channels. We've got search engine optimization, which I was just mentioning. This is the process of optimizing your website so that it shows up more often in search engine results, as opposed to search engine marketing, which is paid search. So this is paying for advertising so that your listing appears in search engines. Social media marketing, using social media networks to gain traffic and attention. We're going to cover display marketing, which is the type of online advertising you can use. Email marketing, collecting and using email addresses to communicate with your audience. And content marketing, which encompasses a whole variety of different types of content, such as blogs, videos, guides, infographics, any type of content you can produce to help grow your audience. But we'll get started with search marketing. So this is all about using the power of search to reach new customers so that your audience can find you on search, whether that's Google, whether that's Bing, it's search engines, all got similar principles. We're going to have a look at a Google search engine results page. So you might recognize this type of page when you search for something on Google. You might have something like this appear. It's called the SERP, the search engine results page, and it contains three things mainly. So the first bit is where we put in our search query in the search bar at the top. So here they've searched for best compact camera for travel. So this is called the search query in the yellow box. In the blue box, at the top of your search engine results page, this is where you're going to see adverts. So at the top there, you can see some images of the camera. Those are shopping ads that appear at the top. And below that, you may see some text ads here, and these are search ads. So the first results you're going to see are paid listings usually. Then underneath in the green, you've got your organic search listings. So the organic search listings are the results that are appearing organically. They've not paid, their websites are optimized and they're appearing organically, they're being surfaced organically on the search engine. So the top search query, then your ads, and then below that you've got your organic listings. The ads that you see here, the text ads, there's usually up to 4 that will appear there. You won't always get text ads appearing, but if you do, there will be no more than 4. So search engine optimization is the first channel we're going to look at. So let's start with these organic listings, the green ones at the bottom. And this is the method by which you boost your visibility in these listings in search. It's called search engine optimization, or SEO, you'll hear for short. This process really involves helping Google to understand your web pages and create an experience that's relevant for your website visitors. So how do you get started? Well, we're going to cover every channel at very top level today, but some of the key tools you need are one of which is Search Console. So this is a free tool called Google Search Console, and this is going to enable you to understand how you rank on Google Search. So you need to connect Search Console to your website, and you're going to be able to understand where your website's ranking organically just on Google. You're going to be able to understand the search queries that people are using to find your website. And Search Console is also going to be able to tell you if there's any issues or errors in your website that are making it hard for Google to rank you highly. So sign up for Search Console. And to help Google find your content, make sure you submit a sitemap, because this helps the Google bots to understand the structure of your website when it comes to being indexed. If your website's not in Google's index, it's not going to show up on Google search. So consider adding a sitemap. You can do this through Search Console. And then this helps Google to understand how your site links together. It's really important that you are creating valuable, useful content that your users want. So think about producing quality content. Google really values useful and fresh content that helps users and your audience find what they're looking for. So it's really important that you're making sure this content is of good quality, not just produced for the sake of producing content. And help Google to understand your web pages. So make sure your pages all have unique, accurate page titles describing what the page is about. You want to be using heading tags in your pages to emphasize important text that will also highlight to the search engine what the page is about. Some of the tips for search engine optimization success. There isn't a shortcut, I should say. SEO is a slow process. So think of it as a bit of a marathon. You're going to take steps to improve your SEO, but it's going to take a while for the results to come through. So there's no shortcut, there's no quick fix. You need to do this as an ongoing process and be patient for the results. So run keyword research. This is really important. You need to discover and find out what words or phrases people are looking for when they search for products and services related to your business. Do this research. Have a look. What are they actually looking for? There's plenty of tools you can use. Google is actually one of them. So if you go on the Google search engine and type in a keyword or a search term you think your audience might use, it will come up with people also searched for. There's also the Google Keyword Planner tool. You access this through Google Ads. So even if you have no intention of running any Google Ads, sign up for a Google Ad account and you will find the Keyword Planner tool within that. If you type in a keyword that's related to your business's products or services, it will return to you synonyms and tell you how competitive the keywords you're looking at are. Make sure you publish useful, high quality content. So this is so important. You need to make sure that your content is useful to your audience. You don't want your audience to arrive at your website and think, well, that's not very useful, that's not very helpful, and disappear. You want people to come and engage with your website. So make sure you publish useful, high quality content and keep it fresh and up to date. And make your web pages search friendly. So I briefly mentioned before having a unique title and using header tags. The title and the meta description are important because they're used by the search engine to generate the actual search result for a specific page. The title will generate the first line that's shown on Google, and the meta description is used to generate the few short sentences that follow. Don't ever try sneaky techniques like stuffing your web pages with keywords. It's not going to work. It's going to make your pages low quality, low value. So it needs to be authentic, high quality content, including the keywords that you know that your audience is searching for. There are other areas of search that you can focus your effort on to build your visibility. So if you're a local business, you're going to want to be thinking about local business listings in the search results. High number of searches every day are local in nature. So if you have customers that you can engage with in person and locally, then you should consider creating a listing in local online directories. Google have a tool called Google Business Profile. Please set one up. If you have a business where people come and visit you, come to your premises, or you see people face to face, you can create a Google Business Profile listing for free, and that will help you come up in search. Many consider this local SEO. Now, think about when you're looking for a local business, or maybe you're on holiday and you're looking for where to eat. You'll often use tools, won't you, such as TripAdvisor, maybe, to find reviews of local restaurants or bars, or maybe you might look at Yelp for a directory for services. Think about the areas that you go to online to find local businesses and make sure you're present if you're looking for a local audience. So it's really useful for your business to be listed on these platforms if they're relevant to you. And Bing allows you to do the same as Google My Business. Use it in a manner so you'll get verified. You will need to get verified if you set up a Google Business Profile, just to prove to Google that you are the premises you say you are, to avoid any fake businesses being set up. And to help Google help you, you need to make sure your Google Business Profile is descriptive and that you're filling in all the available information to you. So this is an example here on this screenshot of Rachel's Kitchen's Google Business Profile. You can see there we've got the address, we've got the opening hours, there's even a link to a menu. The reviews are on there. We can see how many stars Rachel's Kitchens have got. Have you used these before? If you're searching for something, often on Google Maps, Google Business Profile listings will come up. They're a really useful tool for getting found. And make sure you use all the space available to you. Often people don't realize, but you can actually use it a little bit like a social media platform and add posts about your business. You can add offers, you can add events, you can add a virtual tour. And you can encourage people to leave reviews, which is a really valuable exercise to do. Make sure you respond to them, good and bad. So if someone's left you a review, make sure you respond to them, show you're active and that you are engaging with your audience. So the final area of search that we're going to focus our efforts on to gain visibility is search engine marketing, or SEM for short. So I'm just going to go through the differences between SEO versus SEM. So you can see SEO is search engine optimization, and in itself it's free, which is of course the main benefit of it. You pay nothing for search engines like Google to rank you. You rank based on your relevance to the search query. SEM is where you pay, but you only pay when someone clicks on your ad. So it's often called pay per click, PPC. If your ad is surfaced 10 times, it appears 10 times, but only clicked on once, you'll only pay once. You optimize SEO with keywords. So we're sending signals to Google based on the words and content on our website so that when people put those keywords into Google, we surface organically. But you also bid on keywords for SEM. It's just this time you're saying which words you want to pay for your results to appear. And the main difference is really that SEO will take time for you to rank highly on Google. You've got to be patient. It's more of a marathon than SEM, which is more like a sprint. You can get on the first page of Google straight away by running ads. So SEO can take a lot of time. It does depend on the nature of the competition and the type of search query you're ranking for. So if you're a pizza takeaway, ranking on the first page of Google for pizza might take a long time. However, ranking for pizza restaurant Birmingham might only take a few weeks as it's more specific and there will be less competition overall. To get started with SEM, search engine marketing, there's 3 main steps. So what we need to do here, first of all, is set up a Google ad account. So to use search engine marketing, you need to have a Google ad account. You can log into Google Ads with your Google account or create one from scratch. So when you go into Google Ads, you're going to see the options to run a lot of different types of ads. And in this case, we're looking for search campaigns. So search engine marketing ads, search ads, those text ads that appear at the top of the search engine results page are called search ads. Each ad has to start with a campaign. So if you sell a lot of products, then campaigns help you to organize how you promote them. So example is maybe you sell shoes. You might have a campaign for boots, or sandals, or Wellingtons, or children's shoes, and then arrange everything within that, rather than just having one campaign with all your shoes, all your different ads for shoes in there. So once you've selected a search campaign and selected your campaign's goal, you then need to choose your targeting options. So what keywords do you want to rank for? What keywords do you want your ads to show for, I should say? When someone types them in, what words do you want your ads to appear for? You need to be able to pick the different match types for your keywords. Do you want them to be very specific and only show for those specific keywords, exact match? Or do you want a broader search where when someone searches for something that has a similar meaning, your ad searches as well? And think about negative keywords. This is really important and often forgotten. So there might be an example when you know that you don't want your ad to show for something. So you can add that as a negative keyword. An example could be, say you sell glasses that you wear, spectacles. You don't want your ad maybe to show for glasses that we drink out of. So you might add drinking glasses as a negative keyword. And when you're running search ads, you might notice keywords that are being used that your ads are surfacing for that you don't want them to, and you can go in and add those as negative keywords so that your ad doesn't show for irrelevant keywords. Then we need to set a budget for your campaign. You'll enter a bid, so make sure it's relatively low to begin with so you can get a gauge of how your keywords perform initially. We want to get an understanding of the data before we throw more money at it, essentially. So you're picking the keywords. This is incredibly important. You need to make sure your keywords are tightly themed. Consider these matching options. Make sure you've got a group of keywords that are very relevant to the ad that you're going to run. And then you need to write a compelling ad. So this is really important. Think about what's going to make people click. Focus headlines in line with what people are searching for. Focus on user benefits of what you do, not just what it is you do, but how it's going to change people's lives, how you're going to solve their pain points. Focus on your headlines. Make sure you implement all ad extensions. They're now called ad assets, but they're extra bits that make your ads stand out even more. You can add links to specific web pages in your ads. You can add a call extension if you want people to ring you. There's also, you can add special offers. There's lots of different assets. They're called assets now, not extensions. There's lots of different assets you can use to enhance your ad, make it more appealing for people. And also actually using these assets, make sure that your ad occupies more space on the screen, which is great for visibility. So if there's something for you to use there, make sure you're using all the features available to you to really get the most out of your ads. So some top tips for search engine marketing: optimize your keyword list. So make sure you've got a strong, tightly themed keyword list. It's vital to a good search ad campaign. Boost your ads with these ad extensions now called assets. This is one of the quickest and easiest ways you can improve your click-through rate by implementing these extra features. They'll make your ads stand out, and they're free to use. It's not going to cost you any more to use these features on your ads, and can actually make your ads cheaper in the long run. And it's also a really good idea to connect your Google Analytics account. If you've got a website, you need to have a Google Analytics account set up with it to be able to understand what's happening with the traffic that goes to your website. And you can also connect that to Google Ads so that you're going to get all the data coming through, and you can see directly how visitors who clicked on an ad and landed on your website are guided through the journey of your website, and if they eventually convert. So next up, we're going to look at display advertising. So display ads use machine learning to create responsive display ads, use machine learning to create relevant ads that can fit anywhere across the web. And ads can actually now feature a logo when you've added a logo to your creative, and it gives you increased branding potential. So what are display ads? You might know them as banner ads. So when you're on a publisher site, maybe it's a news site, maybe it's a blog, you'll see these ads maybe on the side, maybe across the top, usually an image. These are display ads. Now, there are numerous types of display ads. You can actually get simple text ads that look a bit like those search ads, or more popular banner image ads and video ads as well. You can get animated ads, so all sorts of different ads available to you. Banner image ads are really what we traditionally associate with display ads. And they come in all shapes and sizes, regardless of whether they're image or text ads. And these units appear on lots of different websites. So you've got news websites like The Guardian, Mail Online, Metro, blogs like TechRadar. You see them on shopping sites like eBay and Amazon. And they can be a really effective way of extending your reach if you know who your target audience is. So I'd say these are a really good approach for brand awareness using display ads. How do you get started? Well, you can run Google display ads by logging into Google Ads again, but this time you're going to select display rather than search. And then you're going to select your campaign goal. So you would select display, and then you're going to be thinking about the targeting options. And here you want to be thinking about the type of audience you want to see your ads. You can target by location, you can target by a radius around your business, you can target on the type of people who go to certain types of websites. You can say, I want people who are interested in a particular subject area to see my ads, so that your ads appear in the appropriate places. You want to use the tools available to you within Google Display Ads. So you can look at keyword targeting, demographic targeting, topic targeting, and interest targeting to make sure these ads display in the right place. And then you really need to think about your ad creative. So you want to have catchy copy, you want to have clean, simple imagery and branding so people really recognize that it's you when they see that ad, and a compelling call to action. But I would just say, be aware that with display advertising, really you're going to be looking at more brand awareness, more impressions than necessarily clicks. Think about when you're on a search engine, you're actually, I want to find yellow Wellington boots, and a search ad comes up which says yellow Wellington boots. Brilliant, that's what I'm looking for. I've got the intent, I'm looking to buy them, and I click through to the website. With a display ad, I might just be, browsing on a countryside blog, reading all about walks out in the countryside. And on the side, I might see a display ad with pictures of yellow Wellington boots. I've not gone on that website to actually buy. I'm not actually looking to buy at that point. I might be aware though, oh yeah, actually there's some yellow Wellington boots. I've been thinking about them. So I might remember the brand, but I'm not necessarily always going to click through. So we're thinking more of a brand awareness approach here. Tips for success: understand your customers. This is true for every type of marketing channel, I would say, not just display ads. We really need to understand our audience. Who are they? What are they interested in? Where do they hang out? Enhance with remarketing. So what you can do, remarketing, is showing your ads to someone who's been on your website previously. This is a really effective technique for getting people to convert. Have you ever been to a website, looked at something, oh, yellow Wellington boots, I had a look at them on a website, and then suddenly they've seen ads for them when I go onto other websites. This is remarketing. So people who visited your website previously, you can show them specific ads that will bring them back to your website. That's great because those people are already aware of you. Unlike other platforms that only have a couple of ad formats, display ads, there's lots of different formats that you can leverage to maximize visibility amongst your target audience and for different devices as well. Test and optimize. Always test and optimize. Again, I would say do this for everything. Which ones are working? Which ones aren't? What is it about them that's working? What's strong? What's weak? Can you make improvements? Can you tweak, amend, and improve? Okay, I told you it's a whistle-stop tour of digital marketing channels. We're going to have a look at social media marketing now. In the scheme of these channels, this is a relatively new one, but this is where a lot of people spend their time online. And because people are online and hanging out there, this is a great place for businesses to go as well, to communicate with their audience and, let's see where they are, let's go there, let's be there, and let's interact with our audience there. So this is really good for the top of the funnel, which we would say is brand awareness when we're wanting people to understand our brand, but also we can use social media to help people convert. So we're looking about reaching new people and nurturing current customers to turn them into advocates. So how can social media help your business to grow? If you're considering starting social media for your business or you need to persuade a manager why it could be a good fit, here's some of the value it can add. So social media is great for generating more sales. With up to 85% of the UK population on some form of social media platform, it makes a really good place to connect with new customers. So we can reach new audiences, we can find new business opportunities, we can highly target demographics that we want to, and we can build relationships and networks. It can also add value to your brand. So often it's used for customer service. There are chatbots that businesses use on social media. Do you use it for customer service? Anyone here use social media for their customer service? If you do, the quicker you respond, the better. But you need to understand that social media, the key and the clue is in the name social. It is a two-way conversation. So nobody wants to go on social media to be broadcast to by businesses. They want to go on social media to have a social interaction. So it's really good place for businesses to demonstrate that they are having a two-way conversation with their audience. And it also enables you to add value by showing a new side to your business, perhaps a bit about behind the scenes, inviting your audience in to understand you more, your values, what your business is all about, and enables you to build your own community as well. So it's not just going on to social media to sell. I don't think any of us go on to Facebook or Instagram or TikTok to be sold to. It's not to say we can't sell there, but nobody really wants to go on social media to be sold to. Use social media to improve your marketing. So it helps you to understand your customers better. It's really great if you can be on social media as a business where your customers hang out, and you'll get an understanding more of who they follow, when are they online, what are they engaging with, what are they interested in. It can help you get noticed on search. It can help attract more people to your site. It can help you get insights into your customers, and we can use it to keep an eye on our competition because they're all there too. So let's follow them and let's understand what they're up to. We've got two types of social media. We've got organic social media and paid social media. Organic social media, it's the free stuff. It's the content that you post that you don't have to pay. It's there, you post it, it's done. But you're only going to reach your followers and their friends. So it's got a limited reach, and more of these social platforms now really are becoming sort of pay to play. They want you to advertise to get a greater reach. So this is the limitation of organic social media. It can take a very long time to grow your audience. With paid social media, we're paying for views or actions or clicks, and your ads can appear in more places and to a much wider audience. You can reach anyone. They don't have to be following you. And there are some really highly targeted options available to us to reach that audience. So getting started with social media takes time, patience, and commitment, like all these channels. Some key areas to focus on when you're building your social media strategy are identifying your target audience. Again, I think this should appear for every channel because everything starts with our audience. Really, the essence of marketing is getting the right message to the right person at the right time, no matter what digital marketing channel you're using. So who are your audience? Where are they? What do they do? What are they interested in? Who influences them? When are they online? What social media platforms do they use? Let's build up a really solid idea of who our audience are. From that, you can then choose your social media channels, and it could be Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube. TikTok's not there yet, but TikTok's one as well you could choose. Where are you going to be? And I would say you don't want to be everywhere. Think about who your audience are. Who is your ideal customer? Think about that. Where are they hanging out? If they're on Instagram and Facebook, be there. You don't necessarily have to be on all these platforms. It becomes very unwieldy and a lot of work if you try and be present on all platforms. Better to do one or two well than try and do 6 or 7 poorly. Now, a lot of these channels have analytics available, so you can measure, learn, and pivot if you need to. So, for example, Facebook will allow you to view the engagement of your posts as well as your reach. So you can then think about the type of content that's resonating with your audience and basically produce more of what works. What works, that does, brilliant, let's do more of that. Oh, that doesn't work so well. Maybe we'll park that to the side. The sorts of posts and content people often like, and it will differ per platform and what your business are, but they do like how-to content, maybe regular themes. They like content that shows there's a human behind the business. They love a glimpse of what's going on behind the scenes, announcements. So that kind of stuff that just gives them a reason to follow you on social media. So yes, we're going to talk about our products and what we do, but actually people aren't there for that so much as getting connected with your brand and understanding what goes on. So lots of different types of content that you might want to post. The key thing really with any type of content, most people engage with, think about what you stop. What makes, when you're scrolling, what makes you stop and engage and like or comment or share? There's got to be something about it. Usually it's content that is either entertaining, so it makes us laugh, it's educational, teaches us how to do something, or emotional, slightly harder for business, but that content that makes you, gives you a feeling, warm and fuzzy feeling inside, or makes you cry. It's one of those things is usually what gets us to stop and engage with content. So if you're posting to social media and it's boring to you, it's probably going to be boring to other people. We don't want to be boring. That's essentially it. So social media marketing tips for success. Set yourself a goal. What do you want to achieve? What is the point? Why are you there? So some of the benefits of social media are being able to reach specific audiences. So who are these audiences? Can you understand your audience? Can you use can you boost your organic social media success with really good content and then maybe use that for advertising? And whilst organic social media is free, it's not free in the time and effort that it takes. So I do think we need to factor in those resources as well. It's really important that you understand your audience. It's really important that you're consistent and regular with your updates. So consistency is really important because sometimes you'll find businesses that maybe have loads of content, lots of things to share, and they'll put it all out there 1 week and then they won't do anything for 2 or 3 weeks. Better to be consistent and posting regularly than sort of feast and then famine. So just try and keep a schedule and a plan. Planning can be really helpful for social media. Having a content plan 2 or 3 weeks ahead, know what you're posting about when. Doesn't mean you can't react and change if things change in the meantime, but just working ahead of yourself enables you to take a more measured and consistent approach to social media. Email marketing. This is one of the oldest forms of digital marketing channels, but still one of the most effective forms. So email marketing is a great addition to all your other digital marketing activities. Why? Because it builds customer loyalty and engagement, and it doesn't break the bank. It's an affordable channel to use. It works well on desktop. It works well on mobile. I'm sure, like me, you get a lot of emails in your inbox. So you need to think about the emails that you open. A bit like I just said, think about the social media posts you engage with. Which emails do you read? So unlike one-to-one email, when you're just sending an email to another person, email marketing entails sending one message to many people. Could be dozens, hundreds, or thousands of people. Email marketing is permission based, so you must make sure that your readers opt into your newsletter, and you need to explain to them why they're receiving the email from you. But email gives you the opportunity to communicate on a large scale with people who cared enough about what you do that they were willing to share their email address with you. So by signing up for your emails, the audience extended an invitation to you. They want to hear from you to get useful information and relevant product offers. So, how do you get started with email marketing? Well, don't use your own personal email account. Use an email marketing platform. There are many email providers out there that offer similar features, so make sure you compare against the functionality that you need. There are free platforms like MailChimp has a certain amount of emails you can send for free, and there are more advanced platforms such as ActiveCampaign, which is a CRM type system. So it's really going to depend on what you need to get out of it. The more advanced ones have a wider range of functionality around email design and segmentation. So segmentation is segmenting your audience, so you've got different groups of people that you send different messages to, so that you're making sure that you're sending the right people the right message at the right time. Email marketing and the effectiveness of it is heavily dependent on the quality of your email list. So the email marketing works when your audience wants to hear from you. So ask your subscribers if they want to hear about updates, about other products and services, and then find out about what they're engaging with. What email do they like? Do they want to receive emails on a weekly basis or a monthly basis? And you can learn this really through data as well. How, if you're sending them too regularly, are you finding that people's engagement's dropping off or the unsubscribes are increasing? But the most important thing about your email is the content. So making sure you're creating relevant, useful content. What does your email say that people are going to be interested in? If you're sitting down going, oh, I've got to send a newsletter this week, and you don't have something important to say, should you really be sending that email newsletter? Make sure you're sending people useful messages. We all know what it's like having, I don't even want to say how many emails I've got in my personal inbox. I don't want unnecessary emails coming in. And there's only certain emails from businesses that I actually open and engage with. So think about what you do engage with, and then be mindful of that when you're writing email. So segment your list. So tailor your message to specific audience. Group your email list into different groups of customers. Keep your email short, keep it to the point. If you want to share large pieces of content, link to it, link away from the email. And make sure you measure the open and click rate so that you can optimize future email campaigns. You need to know what's working, what's not working. Your click-through rate will help you determine the success of your email campaign and reveal general trends. And also look at how many people are unsubscribing after each campaign, because this will help you understand whether emails are working or not. So less than 1% is average for lists that are contacted regularly and well maintained. And then we have content marketing. So content marketing is about delivering consistent, ongoing, valuable information to your audience. And there's lots of different forms of content. So here are a few that you're probably going to be familiar with: videos, blogs, case studies, from YouTube videos to research papers to success stories. All sorts of content is available to us. But content marketing is a channel in itself. And where do we start? By building a customer profile. We're starting with that audience again. So let's understand who we're talking to. Develop what we call a persona, which is an example profile of your target audience before you even start creating any content. Think about the steps users take from being aware of your brand to purchasing. We very rarely just click and buy. We usually have a journey that we go on. We might need to understand different options available to us, how products work. There may be questions or information people need before they can make a purchase decision. And then use content to help facilitate this customer journey, putting your content on the right channels, and make sure you tell people what you want them to do when they've consumed your content. Insert a call to action. What are you asking them to do? So use content to help sales process, help give your audience useful, valuable, quality information that's going to make them buy from you with confidence. Storytelling is really important. I'm sure you've heard about stories. We all love stories. This is why we read kids a story from when they're tiny to why we watch dramas and films as adults. We want to hear stories. So can we use this as a brand to tell our audience stories? Distribute the content to get maximum reach. So where are you going to share your content? What channels is your content going to be on? Where are your audience hanging out where they'll need that content? Is there a specific type of content that they're looking for on your website? Is there a specific type of content that they want to have on YouTube? And finally, measure performance and optimize. Again, I think this is a step that we would say at every marketing channel you use. What's working? What's not? Learn from what you create, and then put that into action. What you've learned from the data enables you to optimize content as well. Maybe you just need to tweak a blog post, or maybe you need to reconsider some of the language in there or keywords in there. Content can link in with search engine optimization, particularly if we're talking about website content. Okay, I'm going to move on to the final stage, which is building a digital marketing plan. So we've looked at the main digital marketing channels. Now let's look at the marketing plan. Okay, bear with me. Okay, sorry, I've just seen a question come in. Evie, did you say about 1% with email engagement? Email engagement, back to email engagement. Oh, less than a 1% unsubscribe rate is average. So after you've sent an email, less than 1% is what you're looking for with an unsubscribe rate. Okay, sorry, just got that question come through, Evie. So building a digital marketing plan. Let's look at a framework to build a simple digital marketing plan. We say there's 6 key steps to building this digital marketing plan. We're looking at, firstly, your business goals and objectives, then your budget and resources, then your audience, which channels, plan your activity, and then measure with SMART. By being smart when you measure, which is being specific, measurable, assignable, realistic, and time-related objectives. We will cover this as we go through. But just bear in mind that your digital marketing plan does not need to be a great big long document with loads of pages. We want this to be something useful, workable, that we can put into action. So we're keeping it succinct and short. And we're using an example of Max. So Max is a hairdresser, and Max has some business goals. So his business goals are to get more customers through my door, new and past customers, and make more people in my area know my business exists. So that's Max's business goals and our objectives. Now, what we want to think about, your business has some goals. Because we're talking about digital marketing, we want to make them online objectives. So these are his general objectives: get more people through the door, make more people know his business exists. We now want to make these into online objectives. So sorts of online objectives that we'll be talking about are things such as increase traffic to the website, increase online sales, increase social media likes or follows, increase online reach and awareness. So some of that terminology there, it's all things we can measure with data online: reach, awareness, likes, follows, sales, traffic. So think about how you're going to measure this online. So your business goals, your overall business goals, should align with these online objectives. So your business goal might be, I want more people to know I exist. So your online objective for that would be to increase your online reach and awareness. You might say, as most businesses do, I want to sell more stuff. I want to sell more products. So your online objective would be to increase website sales. It might be to get more returning customers, in which case you want to increase traffic to the website. What is possible for you? Now, we need to be realistic. So what's your budget? What's your resource? Not just resource in terms of money, could be skills, could be time. Max here doesn't have a website yet, but it's too much of an investment for them right now. Think about your audience. So again, building a profile. Who are you talking to? So Max is targeting females in the local area. Their most valuable customers are females over 30, and they normally have children and work part-time. Most of them use Facebook. So by getting an understanding of Max's audience, we can already get some indication of channels and activities that might be useful to Max. So do this for your own business. Who is your audience? Who do you want to appeal to? What are they, what's their situation like? Where are they hanging out online? In this case, Max's audience are using Facebook. So the messaging we're going to give to Max's audience and potential audience, the people he wants to target, isn't going to appeal and resonate with everyone, because his audience is not everyone. It's a specific group of people, and they're the group of people that Max needs to resonate with. So we also need to choose, after we've decided on the budget and the resources and the audience, the right channels. Now, some of what we've talked about already, particularly the audience, is going to help us understand which marketing channels we should use. And whilst I've gone through 6 marketing channels today, that's not to say you need to dive in and be on all 6. It's about choosing the right ones for you and where to focus your efforts and resources initially. So if your online objective is to increase online reach and awareness, you might want to consider display, social media, and content marketing, because all of those channels have the benefit of being able to increase your reach and awareness. If your online objective is to increase sales on your website, what about search engine marketing, search engine optimization? Search is somewhere people go with intent. They're looking for something. They're usually at that point of the customer journey when they're ready to buy. And email marketing for those existing people who are aware of you already. If, let's skip down because we're tight on time with this one. If we want to increase customer loyalty, think about people who are already your customers. We want them to come back. We want to retain them. So email marketing, social media, and content marketing could be the channels that will help you to achieve that. So it's really important that we choose the right channels for us to achieve those objectives that we stated at the start. Now, if we go back to Max's online objectives are to reach more people in the local area and get more returning customers. Max doesn't have a website yet, as it's too much of an investment right now. How could Max use digital to help me? So we've got 3 suggestions here for Max. Listing your business on Google. It's now called Google Business Profile. It used to be called Google My Business. So list your business on Google Business Profile is an easy way to get found locally and highly recommended, and create a free website. So Max doesn't have a website yet, but on Google Business Profile, there is actually the option to create a website. It's a simple shop window type website, but it will give you a presence online and it's absolutely free. So this is one way that Max can have that kind of online presence. Now, Max identified that their audience liked Facebook, so it makes sense to suggest that Max sets up a Facebook page and uses the Facebook page to collect reviews from customers and post pictures of customer hairstyles. So here's a hairdresser. That's going to be the type of content the audience is going to want to see. What is the result? How good a hairdresser is it? Do you like the cuts? Are the people happy with their cuts? What kind of reviews is Max getting? With Max's audience being women, was it in their 30s with kids, he's identified they're on Facebook. So the type of content he puts on that Facebook page really needs to appeal to that audience and entice them to come and make a booking at his salon. Additionally, using Facebook advertising could be really useful for Max to target people in the local area with an offer, and that could help attract new customers. So it's possible with Facebook ads to really hone in and target on a specific local area to show your ads to. It can be a very powerful way of really honing in and focusing in on that target audience and showing them ads. But with everything, how do we know if we succeeded? We need to measure. We need to understand whether what we're doing is working. Is it worth all the effort we're putting in? So let's have a look at the objectives that we were talking about before. So one of the objectives could be to increase online sales. That's a perfectly fine objective for a business, but it's not a SMART objective. So with a SMART objective, we want to be able to measure what we're doing. So we want to have an objective that tells us a very specific thing we're going to do, by how much and by when. So rather than saying, well, I want to increase online sales, making this objective SMART would mean to increase online sales by 20% within 3 months. You can see there, if you set yourself a SMART objective, you can look back in 3 months and see if you achieved what you wanted to set out. If you just have increase online sales, I don't know, you could sell 1 more tomorrow or 2 more, really working towards a very specific goal. So this is a really useful activity to do. If your goal is to increase brand awareness, that's difficult. I mean, brand awareness is difficult to measure. Making this objective SMART would be to increase our brand awareness on Facebook by growing our audience with new people by 40%. Okay, then we can look on Facebook to see how many new people have started following our page. And I would add in there some timeliness as well, within the next 3 months or within the next 6 months or 2 weeks or however long. Give yourself a time scale that you can work towards as well. So let's put all this together and create a digital marketing plan for Max. Max doesn't have a website, can't afford one right now. Online objectives are to reach more people in the local area and get more returning customers. Now, this is a really simple marketing plan in front. So we've got the goal there to reach more people in local area, get more customers through the door. Audience are female, aged 39 to 45. They live in the local area. His audience are also his past customers. The channels Max is going to use are local SEO and Facebook. So just focusing on 2 core channels there. I would also say Google Business Profile he's going to have on there and that local SEO. But 2 core channels he's going to use to help appeal to his audience initially. So Max is going to build a website and boost visibility on Google and use Facebook advertising to target people in the local area. Max's online objective is to increase online reach and increase returning customers. And Max's smart objective is to increase Facebook page likes from new people by 50% within the next month and increase bookings from past customers by 20% in the next quarter. So you can see here, this smart objectives gives Max something very specific that he can aim towards. Increasing Facebook likes. He knows his audience are on Facebook. He can now measure whether the activity he's doing, the content he's posting, the ads he's doing are going to achieve that. And then looking at increasing bookings from past customers because he wanted returning customers. He wants more people to come back by 20% in the next quarter. Max will then be able to look within the next quarter and see whether he's managed to achieve that. Now, it's not to say that you need to think, oh my goodness, I didn't reach my SMART objective, I failed, because you haven't. It's just giving yourself something to measure, because we can never predict the future and know exactly where we're going to get, but we can be realistic and use data from previous activities to understand what might be a realistic objective to set ourselves. And then when we get to the point of measuring it, we can go back and look at what's worked, what hasn't worked, and make improvements. I have got a final question break coming up. So if you've got any questions for me, please pop them in the chat, and I've got a few minutes where I will be able to respond to those. So do pop them in the chat, happy to answer. But just to recap, we are talking about 6 steps, got my words out, 6 steps to building a digital marketing plan. And it can be as simple as what we have here for Max. I've seen marketing plans that are extremely long, but for yourself, it can be a 1-pager. So you've got something there to work towards. Think about your business goals and objectives. Make those objectives SMART. So business goals, these are my business goals, turn them into online goals, and then make them SMART. Then you've got something to work towards. Think about your budget and resources. So how much money have you got? How much time have you got? What skills have you got? What equipment have you got? All of that, you need to think about what you've got available to you in implementing the marketing. Really important. And I would say number 3, the audience. This is an activity to do before you do any type of marketing at all. Really define who the audience are, because you want to be able to make sure you're resonating with them. Then choose your channels. Don't try and be everywhere. Choose maybe 2 or 3 that you're going to focus on initially and get working for you. And then plan your activity. Have a plan. Know what you're going to do when. You don't want to be sitting there on a Monday thinking, oh, I don't know what I'm going to post to Facebook, and then just kind of scrabbling around. Have a plan. Work out what content you're going to put out there. Work out what ads are going to run, how long, when they're going to start, when they're going to finish, which channels are you going to use. And then make sure whatever you do, you measure what you're doing, because that's the really powerful thing available to us with digital marketing. We get the data on everything we're doing, so we can understand how people are engaging with us. And using that data, we can then take action for future marketing activities and refine and test and refine and test and get better results. So measuring and using those tools, Google Analytics, social media insights, Search Console, all these tools available to us enable us to improve our marketing activity online. So pausing for questions. Can you implement SEO in Shopify? I don't use Shopify daily. I used to, but it was a long time ago. Just make sure your product descriptions, your product titles are using the keywords that people are searching for. So yeah, absolutely. Shopify websites, it's a CMS, it's content management system, one form, but the principles of SEO still apply. I'm not sure how much you can get into the nitty-gritty on Shopify in terms of setting meta descriptions and titles. But where you've got a heading available to you, where you've got a title, where you're writing product descriptions, any additional pages on your website, such as blog pages or about us pages, or any pages where you have written content where you can include keywords that people are searching for, it's absolutely possible to still use some of these techniques. I'm just not sure how much control you have within Shopify itself. So do let us know your next steps. We covered a lot there, a lot in a short amount of time. Let us know what you intend to do next. You might want to attend one of our other webinars where we talk about particular areas in a little bit more detail. So we do have social media strategy, we have getting visible on Google. We've got webinars which will go into particular channels in a bit more detail. We've got advertising webinars. So maybe sign up for another webinar, or free one-to-one mentoring. Highly recommend this if you're in the UK and you want to sit down and talk about any of the things I've covered today in a bit more detail, and specifically about your business. You can do this absolutely free. Why wouldn't you? I mean, this is great. I would do it. So it's one-to-one mentoring. You get an hour with a coach like myself or Mohammed or one of many other members of our team who are all fabulous. So if you do work for a small business or charity here, you can sign up at g.co/UK mentoring and discuss anything we've covered today in a bit more detail. But I'm out of time. So thank you all for joining us today. Thank you so much to Mohammed for keeping me straight, keeping me right, keeping me on track and answering all your questions and comments. I am going to wrap up here. I do hope that's been a useful dive into digital marketing strategy. If you are interested in more training from Google Digital Garage, you can sign up for one of our future webinars in different subjects, as I've just mentioned. But we've also got the Google Digital Garage website where there are online training courses available 24/7. Check out the Fundamentals of Digital Marketing certificate. That's a 40-ish hour long course where you'll get a certificate at the end that's accredited by the Open University, and it covers lots about digital marketing, so well worth doing. But I am out of time, so thank you for joining us today. I really hope you have a great evening, and we look forward to welcoming you again to another Google Digital Garage training session soon. Take care. Goodbye.